Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I am AmalgamAsh. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be taking a look at CompanionWulf's Hi-Tex Market Asset Pack for Smile Game Builder. We're in Smile Game Builder now. We're going to add the assets. These assets in particular, you will go to Maps and you will go to Objects and you will click Add. These assets in particular are not out yet as of the time of this video. They should be out very, very shortly after, though. They are one of the prizes that you can win if you win the grand prize when you submit your submission to AmalgamAsh's Smile Game Builder Summer 2021 Jam. I notice I didn't say Game Jam because it doesn't have to be a game that you submit, but we are going to browse to where I have unzipped my market pack assets, and we've got terrains as well as objects. We are actually going to install all of them. I was thinking I should just be able to click on that, right? No, I can't do that for some reason. I've got to do it this way. So, provided we don't get any errors, we'll just give it a second. Added 83 of object and category. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and install the terrains as well. So to do that, we'll just click up one tab on terrain, and then we'll run over to add, and then it looks like market terrains, and we've got the accompanying slopes and stairs. I think it'll probably be the same stuff. Brick, mossy, dark, cobblestones. No, it might actually be specifically different. Okay, no problem. We're gonna add all of it, and added 24, and we'll just do a run through. We're going to leave the market terrains designed to be flat. We're going to leave them alone. They'll be terrains. The market slopes, we're going to take care of our collision type in here right now. We are going to go immediately assign them to be slopes, just so you can see how fast the setup is going to be. And I personally, while I love Jackson Mara's bajillion asset packs that he has put out, one of my least favorite things to do is to go through and mess with the stairs and slopes and assign them. I really wish there was some kind of naming convention you could give your file so that SGB would do that automatically, but it doesn't happen. So it's fine, but you do have to manually set them. And it's a happy thing that there's not a whole lot of assets here. It might sound funny, you know, hey, it's a good thing there's not a whole lot of assets, but it's a good thing that there's not a whole lot of processes that I have to go through to get these to look as they were intended to look. That's more what I mean by saying that. Now we are completely set up. We can close out of that, and I have just got all of our assets are loaded in, and I've got no other assets loaded in. This is a completely default project in Smile Game Builder. So I'm going to hold the Alt key and drag with the right click in order to get myself a better perspective on life here. And if I do it from this angle, I'll be able to see the assets really well, but at the same time, it'll be hard to place them because the cursor will go all wonky on me. You know what I mean, right? So we're going to go to the Objects tab. Actually, we'll go to Terrain first, and we've got 3 new folders here, Stairs, Slopes, and Terrains. We'll go to Terrains, and we've got a preview of what each one will look like in the lower right-hand corner. None of this is new to you if you have used SGB. Got mossy, dark mossy, brick mossy, and brick mossy too. So we've got some variation on our tiles, which is fantastic. I would imagine that these are designed specifically to be congruent with the default SGB style, and we'll see how successful that was after we have finished designing ourselves a little marketplace. So we'll just pretend the festival is in town, everybody's got some stalls set up, and they're all ready to have a good time. We've got some varied paths, and I guess I'll go ahead. That doesn't quite match up. Kind of does, kind of doesn't. We'll Control Z to undo that. I'm so glad that we get to do that. We'll make one stall off to the side here, 2 stalls where there used to be festival and they had different sidewalks. So we add the lore as we create. That's how you really design games the best way, right? And then more of the path over this way. So now we can kind of give it a little preview. That's looking pretty good. That texture is sharp. You know, you only get about 48 pixels to play with. It's exactly 48 on the X and then 48Y, so you've got a 48 by 48 block. And how you use that real estate is you have to be careful if you want something good. And this looks good. They're seamless, which is really great. Just to be crazy, what does that look like when you get like 9 of them together? 12, so it's fine. It's just fine. There's no seam. I mean, you can see repetition in the pattern. That's fine though. Great. All right, so let's get some stairs. And just to make this make a little bit more sense, we'll take this piece of land, we'll move it up, move this up, and then we've got stairs. We want our stairs to be the mossy. We'll throw some there, and then we'll grab the other stairs, we'll put them here. I think that'll do wonderfully. Just to experiment, I'm gonna do slopes, because I kind of have this really dumb idea. Okay, so just bear with me. We'll do slopes all around this area, and of course they would do that, but that's fine, because we're gonna hold control. We're gonna use control to change them, change the orientation. Go back over those now. Now we've got a house. The Marketplace pack inadvertently comes with tiles that you can use for roofing. Look at that, and it looks like it's ready for a fantasy setting, a little bit more mature than the default SGP house. So, just in case we don't like the look of that, we'll shrink that down one tile. That already looks a lot better. It's weird architecture, you know, but you can explain that in your lore, that it's weird architecture. Let's throw a door in front of that, and door doesn't really match the style, but you know, it's kind of church-like. We've kind of got a little bit of a church going on. Would the clock tower door look better? It would if I placed it correctly, wouldn't it? Okay, I mean, neither does that one, but you get the idea. So we made something unconventional. All right, cool. Let's actually get back to the topic at hand, which is laying down the market pack assets. This is all the work of CompanionWulf. He designed all of these models, and he designed them specifically to be modular. So this is the first of a lot of packs that I'm going to be reviewing in a showcase style. And I see now that these paths could have been a little closer together where they terminate, because the stalls can be fairly small, but that's okay. And this was something that I saw in a preview image that CompanionWulf showed me. I'm going to turn perspective. Oh, perspective's already off. I'm using orthographic. It looked a little funny perspective wise, but the thing that I noted when I very first saw this was how awesome it was that each of these wooden sections that make up this counter are unique. It's not the same texture copied over and over again. It's not the same asset over and over. It is like actual wood. Each one is a little bit different. So when I say modular, I mean that each one of these pieces can be placed and shifted around to build your own unique market stalls. So we've got pieces in here that look like they're the same, and then when you place them down, you see that they are indeed not the same. This is awesome. This one here, I love that. It is scuffed, it is aged. This is perfect to go into your dirty, dusty town. Here's where you say, my town's not dirty or dusty. Well, by George, it should be. So these guys are lacking canvas or anything over the top to protect their goods and their clerks from the elements, the sunlight, rain. We're gonna fix that right now. We've got a beautiful tarpaulin, red and white, that we've thrown over the top of this one. We'll figure out what kind of goods we want here shortly, momentarily. We have the clean back flap that you can set up, and the anchor point is right in the middle, so instead of having to worry about placing the flap here, you'll still go right in the middle, just where you place all the rest of your market stall stuff, right in the middle. You know what I mean? Right in the center of your existing frame, if you've got it set up, and then that will go back there. I see some axis fighting. I'm gonna move these, actually. I'm gonna move them a little bit out, away from each other. This one is getting its flaps as well, so there's the left flap, there's the right flap. Again, they are modular so that you can design these however you want. You don't have to have the whole tarpaulin section here, canvas cover over your market stall. You can just have the sides. You can have a ruined town where you've got market frames set up but nothing covering them because they've worn away or they were torn down in the midst of battle or they were abandoned. Or you can have, oh, look at that valance. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what I'm going to call it. It's the valance canvas, because it reminds me of the front part of the curtain, and the top of that one's going to be dirty while the sides are clean. Don't ask me why. That's just how I want it. That's how I decided that one should be. The dirty market stall, however, is going to have a completely dirtied cover. So, having decided that, we're going to select these guys. We're going to group them. We're going to move the whole thing up on top of this hill. And then this one, select, right click and group, and now we can move it all as one unit and it'll go right here. Okay, so we have got countertop displays, and we can place these wherever we want. We'll place this one here. Whoops. Whoops. Don't want that. It's just the countertop. If you don't want the whole display, you can just throw the countertop itself down, and I think that's it. If that's not it, we will find out. So, these are called ground empty countertop. Now it hangs out right on top of our countertop. I can't zoom in any further. I'm gonna have to go and play test this map. B to go into first person. Now you can get a good look at this while it's in the game. So, you're the vendor. Whoops, there's no collision. Hi, I'm the vendor. How can I help you today? And then you can place stuff here on the display that is angled more towards the consumer so they can make informed choices as to the kind of stuff they want to buy. I see that there is another frame. No, not frame, but the canopy. That's the word that I was trying to use earlier, but I failed to summon it. There's the canopy. That is, that's dirty. That is really dingy. And it's meant to be. You can use these for more than just markets as well if you want to really take them and stretch them. These can be used for like very quick makeshift military ensembles. You've got clean ones as well if you really need a clean canvas canopy. And as I have just evidenced, you don't have to place the frame down first. You can place the canopy down and then the frame. They go in the same spot. Let's take a look at some of the other stuff now. We've got barrels. We'll go ahead and set down one of every type. Barrels are going to be excellent for populating your towns and villages. You need all the barrels and boxes that you can get when you're making your village. Barrels and boxes and crates, they really make your town pop. This also comes with just water that seems to float in midair, magic water. But what you do with this magic water is you place it on top of the barrel, and now your barrel is full of water. It's amazing, isn't it? There are other ones. There's water filled halfway, so we'll go ahead and set these other barrels up so that you can see that. Then there's wine. Then there's wine filled halfway. Beautiful, beautiful textures, animated, flowing. They look great. You could essentially take one of these, put it onto an event as full, have the option of having your character collect some of the water or wine from the barrel, or whatever you decide to call these liquids. They could very well be anything. And once you have done that, you can give the player a visual element of this barrel is now half full because you've taken stuff out of it. So you can use your event to replace the object image of the barrel. Good idea, huh? That one I gave to you for free. Here are some crates. We'll set these bad boys down. And then you've got an askew lid that you can put onto your open crate. That's very smart. I like that a lot. A lid that is off to the side, and that just happens to be perfectly positioned between those two crates, that is either serendipity or just good design. And then we have stacks of crates. We have water in case you are one of, those people that likes to fill your crates full of water. I don't know why you would do that. You can do that. Whoops. You can also have the water float in midair. And we have dirty crates. Yeah, your dirty crates are they're essential. Oh, you can also put water in the crate and put the lid on askew, which I love. That's modularity, guys. That's modularity. That's what it means, folks. We've got some buckets. We've also got water to make the bucket full or half full. We've got basket. It's more than one. We've got one on its side. Then you've got tables. We'll go put these in a different field. This will be our table vendor marketplace. We've got trestle. A dirty version. I love these dirty versions so much. Small. And then its dirty version, its dirty counterpart. Now, I was showing you the angled countertops, and we're almost at the point where we can start populating those with goods. We're not there yet. I'll get there just a second, just another moment. We have some hay bales that I'm going to show you first. So put these over by your hay vendor. Just walk up to him and say, "Hey, vendor." Sorry. And here's our hay vendor. Well, you've essentially got some dirty hay as well. You've got the hay that's fresh, and you've got the hay that's been sun bleached. All right, it would feel wrong leaving these guys out, so we're going to delete them. And this is kind of the direction I want to take my presentation videos for all the other assets that I want to look at as well. I kind of want to just organically build a map and provide commentary on what they are. So let me know if you think that that's useful, or if you think that that's entertaining, or if it gives you any kind of help or inspiration, or helps with the kind of imagination on what to do with the assets. Whether you are the creator of the assets that I look at, or if you are somebody who is planning on buying them and you're using the video as an educational resource, I would like to know, and I would consider that very helpful feedback for me. Alright, so I'll put these a little further apart. That's what I'll do. I'd like the pathway to lead directly to the market vendor. Very awkward. As soon as you get onto the pathway, the market vendor sees you, see him, and he knows that you're on your way now to go see him, and if you veer off the path, it will be considered extremely rude. You are now forced to buy his vegetables. It's perfectly organized. It just works. The design is flawless. Alright, so we've got displays, and we'll set these displays. I didn't make that one collision friendly, did I? Did I not? I may not have. No, I did not. Not yet. You can. It's easy. It's as easy as going into the map settings like I did earlier for you. But I didn't do it for that particular clean model. Now, we've got spices, we've got cereals, we've got rice, we've got miscellaneous, we've got a few more. And actually, it occurs to me that these displays, since they have the word ground on them, are meant to go onto the ground. So I guess I didn't expect that, but there you have it. And there's no saving me. I wasn't going to be reading any supplementary documentation. I was just going to jump right into it. That's not right though. So yeah, we've got two variations of all four of these. So we have four variations of each vendored item. One that goes in the countertop, one that goes in the ground. The difference between them simply is that one is going to work with the display that's on the countertop, and the other one is going to work with the display that's on the ground. So I have to say, bravo. I only threw the objects can be placed on this item collision on the ones that are for countertops, because they were named countertop. So I feel like they were named very intuitively. I feel like all of that was done very, very well. So bravo. Here we go. Now I just got to click on the right thing. I can't do that and talk at the same time, apparently. We have looked at 2 of these. Let's grab the one for the cereals. That's supposed to be a countertop item, so we'll go grab us just the countertop. We'll make sure it's clean. And then we're going to put a counter right under it. And now we should have some people to populate our space, but I don't want to do that because I just want to see what this all looks like. We don't have to have people in our shop, you know. It's all automated. Welcome to the Amazon automated marketplace. Now we can see into the barrel. This is actually no collision, so we can go into the barrel and look at the contents. It's wine, but it can also be dingy water. It can be whatever you want it to be, really. Here's our crates. Our canopy over our market frame. I love that the wood is kind of warped in some places. And then again, I just love the knotty, that's K-N-O-T-T-Y, get your head out of the gutter. Look to the pine here, which you know that they used pine. And just the disgusting moldy texture on here. I would hate to work at this stall in particular. Alright, let's take a look at the goods. This looks delicious. May I have 2 cupfuls of each one, please? I'm going to just my observation here. The beans, which I presume coffee beans here, are the only thing that kind of look, maybe the powder as well. Maybe if we zoomed out quite a bit, because otherwise those are humongous beans. And those are huge granules of salt. But everything else looks fine. Everything else looks fine. I could not have done a better job myself. The cereals here, all good. And from a distance, this is a wonderful populated little marketplace. It's ready to open tomorrow when the vendors actually get here. And then you can set up your barkers around your hay. I was happy to provide early access feedback for some of this stuff, but I didn't see very much at all. I basically just saw the barrels and I think the hay and the crate. Tables look solid as well in first person. Again, I'm a little bit short, but you can configure your height. Those may be pretty tall tables compared to the market stalls though. And then we can go up our stairs and overlook our wonderful festival space that we made in less than half an hour. So it would be by no means complete unless you, the dev, decided it was. But it's complete for what I have done. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you thought about this video, this format of video, anything that you would have liked to have seen me do differently. I would like to take some of Jackson's assets and throw them around, but I have full faith that his assets would go perfectly with these assets. They've got that same kind of sort of high definition look to them. They've got the same amount of scuffiness to them, the same amount of grit in places. I think that they would go very well together. So I think that if you have Jackson Mayra's assets SGB, that is, any of those assets, and you're worried about anything looking like it fits, these should fit very well in my opinion. And that's it. Again, this is the Hi-Tex market pack from CompanionWulf. Link in the description below, at least when I get a link, but I will direct you to CompanionWulf's itch page where you will very likely be able to see when they get posted, and you can follow CompanionWulf on itch and actually get that information sooner than what I can give it to you here. One more thing before we go. Here's the house that I made, completely impromptu, using the market floor tiles as the brick roof. So very irreverent, looks a bit off, but it's definitely a bonus for me because I now have roof tiles. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. So until then, have a good one.